So it's Sabbath afternoon. We had our morning. Um, I spent a lot of time right here in my easy chair, enjoying looking at the back of my eyelids. I started by doing my Bible reading. I did get through two chapters before I lost it, but I had a great nap. And then I watched with Jan. We watched the church service from Collegedale Community Church. Right now in the background, Loma Linda services are coming on Roku. How bad is this virus? Well, we certainly need to be cautious. There certainly are problems. Uh, According to a CDC study released earlier in the week, the virus was found to be still living after 17 days in a cabin or in cabins on the Diamond Princess cruise ship. Some have thought that that was bad news, but when I review it, the cabins were vacated for 17 days. The virus was detected after 17 days. And the first question I want to ask is, was the virus strong enough after 17 days to actually cause someone to be infected? Live virus versus vibrant live virus are two different things. Actually, a review of the facts is pretty encouraging. See if you agree. Out of 3,700 plus people on board ship, even with the very confined space of a cruise ship, only 712 became infected. 3,700 on the ship, 712 became infected with the virus. I hear that bird agrees with me. 331 of those 712 who tested positive were asymptomatic at the time of testing. They had no symptoms of the virus. Out of all those who tested positive, there were 9 deaths. 9 deaths. That is a death rate of 0.002, or 0.2% of everyone on board. So of those who tested positive on the Diamond Princess, 0.0126 died of the virus. To say it another way, of those in close space with lots of shared contact of surfaces, shared air, just over 1% of those who tested positive died of the virus. And we do not know what their health condition was before being exposed to the virus. To me, this seems like good news. A virus that could be detected in cabins that were vacated 17 days earlier with people who freely mingled, shared eating space, entertainment space, handrails going up and down stairs, etc. Just over one person in 100 died of the virus. And remember, we do not know the age or health condition of those 9 before they were exposed to the virus. And we don't know what kind of treatment they were given on board, if any. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, there were 2,813,000 plus registered deaths in the United States in 2017. 2.8 million registered deaths in the USA in 2017. The age-adjusted death rate, which accounts for the aging population, is 732 deaths per 100,000 people in the United States. That translates to 0.0073, or 0.7% of the U.S. population that died in 2017 after adjusting out deaths from old age. That is a higher percent of death from all causes other than old age in 2017 than the death rate on board the Diamond Princess. And we don't know how many of the 9 deaths were elderly. So I just compared today death in the state of Tennessee as currently reported as of today's date, comparing confirmed cases of the virus to death from the virus are 0.005. That is less than the average number of deaths from all cases in 2017, all causes in 2017, including death by auto accidents, cancer, and heart disease. Perspective is everything, as compared to what? Comparing mortality rates in this manner has many pitfalls, but then that's the point, isn't it? When we hear that those testing positive has reached a certain number, what does it mean? As compared to what? What are all of the factors involved in their cases? Did they have a healthy diet? Were they drinking a reasonable amount of water? Were they following social distancing, hand washing, etc., etc., etc.? I'm not minimizing the virus. I'm not suggesting that we should ignore it. Not at all. We wash our hands frequently, as I know everyone else does. And no, we don't know anyone personally, firsthand, who has tested positive or who has become ill from COVID-19. We're still being careful. I don't want to increase my chances. I would not take of getting the virus. I would not take a gun that had 100 bullets in the chamber and give it a spin and then point it to my head and pull the trigger. I don't like 1% chance. Yes, COVID-19 can cause death and is causing deaths. But in the scheme of things, if we're careful, just statistically, we're in good shape. We watched a good message this morning from Pastor Randy Roberts that he taped from his home at his own desk, and he talked about not being anxious. Be not anxious for anything, casting all our cares upon him because he cares for us. Casting, to throw with vigor, like the farmer, the rancher that Pastor Roberts mentioned, taking that bale of hay and throwing it up into the pickup truck. Cast our burdens on him, or casting. And the previous verse speaks of being humble. And if we are humble, we will be casting. Pastor Randy talked about getting on that flight. Some people are anxious about flying. Getting on that flight, grabbing a hold of those armrests, and the plane takes off and it gets up to altitude, and the pilot comes on the air and he says, we've leveled off at how many ever 1,000 feet. Clear ride from here to Dallas. Temperature 72. It's a sunny day, light breeze, everything's great. I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy the flight. Are you going to do it? Do you trust the pilot? Or do you feel that in some way you are responsible for that flight and you take a white knuckle approach and hang on to the armrest of your chair in row 23B, feeling that if you just stay tight and concerned, you can make things better? My friend, be not anxious for anything. Cast all your cares on him. Let us humble ourselves and recognize he'll take care of us. Divinity does not do what humanity can. We just read that this week in Desire of Ages. Divinity does not do what humanity can. We're responsible to wash our hands, keep our hands away from our face. Don't touch, keep it away. But divinity will do what humanity can't do. I just want to encourage my family to relax, sit back, trust the Lord because He cares for you.